Are we live? We are. And Twitch wants this two-factor authentication BS. Damn you, Twitch. Always the pain in the ass, aren't you, Twitch? Okay, let's pop out these chats and get to work. Answer some questions for you all. Talk about what's going on. Have a conversation. There's quite a few things to have a conversation about. Suppose one of those things that I think would be a good way to start this tonight's conversation. Let's close all these excess junk windows I have open. It's kind of distracting me. One of the things I think we should start our conversation on tonight, a nice robust conversation, would be some progress regarding CompTIA. So one of the things I discussed in the last video that I did was that CompTIA has certifications like the A+, that in my opinion have been worthless for over 10 years. They don't help you learn how to do your job in the industry. I believe that CompTIA kind of acts like a troll toll, where you have to get a certification that doesn't actually teach you how to do your job or teach you troubleshooting skills at all in order to get jobs, because most HR departments, especially in government, require you have the certification. And that where I draw the line is with them deciding that they want to lobby against consumer rights with right to repair. So I decided to kind of start digging into it. I'd really like to see more HR departments decide that we don't want to deal with this anymore. I want to see, but whether it's C-level executives, tech people, or people who work in HR, or the interns knocking on the door of HR and saying, hey, can we stop requiring people get this certification? Here's why it's worthless. Here's why it was worthless 10 years ago. Here's why it was worthless 15 years ago. Let's get rid of this. And I think I hit a nerve, because I got someone reached out to me from CompTIA's social media relations or whatever to have a meeting with the CEO of the company tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And I look forward to having a very robust conversation with them about their anti-repair lobbying and what that anti-repair lobbying is going to mean for them. It appears that their certifications are making them somewhere between $40 to $50 million a year. And if they'd like to stop lobbying against right to repair, I'll be happy to just leave them alone. And if people want to keep paying to get stupid A+ to tell them how many Firewire ports you can daisy chain, you do you. But if you want to keep lobbying against right to repair, we're going to chip away at that number. Make it from 40 million to 30 million, from 30 million to 20 million, 20 million to 10 million, from 10 million to zero. Because that's what you should get if you lobby against consumer rights. Not just lobby against consumer rights, but lobby against the very people who are trying to get your certification. The computer repair people that want to get your certification so that they can repair computers that won't be able to repair computers because you're not allowing them to repair computers by trying to block the passage of legislation that will allow them to do their job. We'll see how that conversation goes tomorrow. It's going to be a robust conversation, but it's going to be the robust kind where we bring arguments and facts and truth and reality to it, not envelopes filled with money. Charlie Brown, in my opinion, of course. So that is going to be fun. It is fun to realize that I am kind of pissing off people far above my weight class here. Jimmy says we warmed up on Eugene and now CompTIA is the main course. Yeah, Eugene, the contractor, apparently is associated. No, Paul couldn't fix the lens. I gave it to this. There's actually an authorized Sony place that a bunch of people referred me to on 36th Street and 9th Avenue. So on 36th Street and 9th Avenue, there's some camera place. It's funny because they actually have a right to repair poster in the front. And I said, yeah, I recorded that hearing. And then the lady's like, oh, I don't know anything about that. So it was just kind of funny because the person who checked me in, like, they have all these right to repair posters in the front of this place. And I said, yeah, I broke on the way to recording the hearing that you have the poster for from the TSA. And she just stared at me like I was a dragon. I don't know. Maybe they don't like me, but it's a cool camera place. They said they'll give me an estimate by tomorrow. Hopefully they do fix my lens. I got another I got a Cell 18200 lens. It's not the motorized one, but I never use the motor. So having the motor to me is pointless. I don't really care for it. I don't really want to spend an additional $400 to $500 to get it. It's $1,100 lens. You could get it for $750 used. I got a Cell 18200 for about $350 used. It came with a nice lens cap, and it was in pretty good condition. And thank you very much to Matt Anderson. Are there any right to repair hearings in Florida? Robust. Not that I see. I don't see any right to repair hearings in Florida. Let me just lower the robustness of that. That's a loud robust right there. Yeah, it's going to be a lower robust. Oh, yeah, but with Eugene. So Eugene apparently had two companies, Gotham City Solutions and then something else. And the other company that he had did not have a website. But magically, in January of 2020, it seems that website went back up. So I want to do my due diligence and make sure that that's his, but it seems like he's trying to reshape himself as a different company to try to get away from the bad press from his existing one. And I think that you kind of have to settle your old debts before moving on. You know, I've screwed up. I've done things that I shouldn't have done, but I kind of had to settle up with those people before I was able to move on. And I don't like the idea that, you know, paid you for a counter. You were never going to make the counter. You never brought it, in my opinion. You never bought the materials. You don't want to refund that section of the money that we gave you. I don't know how I feel about you just getting to kind of move on scot-free to the next company and just have your reputation carry over. It kind of bothers me since I don't get to do that. How hard would it be to start a small business fixing things while still making a profit? I hate my current job and love taking on repair projects. Well, that really depends on a number of things. It depends on, A, in your area, whether or not people actually have these devices and want to fix them. B, whether or not you're good at it. C, whether or not you chase the profitable stuff or you just focus on the low-hanging fruit. So if you're in a town where there's 20 places that replace iPhone screens and you say, I want to try replacing iPhone screens, it's not going to go that well for you because everybody else is doing it. You are a dragon. Am I a dragon? We'll see. But if you want to do something like board repair or data recovery or something that nobody else is doing and there's demand for it, then you can do well. It really depends. Has anybody tried to intimidate you with legal actions? Also, any thoughts on the coronavirus? I don't know anything about the coronavirus. I'm not a doctor. I'm not qualified to talk on that stuff. So if I do, I'll just wind up sounding like a lobbyist going robust, robust, robust. So I'm going to avoid that. That is a dumb question, Attila, from someone who cannot spell my name. Robust. And you out. ESA next as they lie about console repairs. Well, the thing is, CompTIA is uniquely vulnerable. All of those other companies are lobbying firms, where their money is derived from being a leech on the backs of productive companies, taking their money to lobby. CompTIA, that's the thing, CompTIA is a hybrid. They are customer-facing. They deal with the public. So if ESA stops lobbying, that sucks for them because that's where they make their money. ESA, CTA, CTIA, they make their money lobbying. Whereas CompTIA, they don't make most of their money lobbying. Most of their money comes from people like you saying, I want to learn how to build PCs. I'm going to get an A+ so that I can make a living building PCs. Because nobody's told me that that's not going to make me money. Everybody just lies to me and tells me that A+ is how I'm going to get a real job. It's not. You know, Eli gets into the same thing that I do, where he tells people the truth and he gets so much shit for it. But I don't know. Maybe it's because I have a more handsome face than he does. I don't know. We'll see. But maybe it'll start coming soon. As someone who attends a technical college, I can vouch that CompTIA certificates are useless. It teaches you how to install VMware and use regedit. Yeah, it's pretty useless. It's pretty useless. Any updates in building renovations? I'm actually uploading day 61 right now. Building the new place is actually coming along well. It's coming along a little slower than I wanted because I've been traveling and all this stuff. Like, one of the things that got me was I was supposed to have the flooring available for Sonny along with the baseboard unit. And Paul emails me the stuff that I need, and I'm trying to go, and Sonny calls me and says, listen, we need to get this immediately. Can you order it right now? And I'm at the airport, and they're calling me for boarding, and I have one bar, and I can barely load Home Depot's website, and I wound up not ordering it for several days because by the time I got off the plane, it was time to go to sleep. By the time I woke up, it was time to run to the hearing. I got kicked out of the hearing. I had a bunch of video to edit for the hearing. So I wound up kind of fucking myself in time there from going to all the hearings. Like, it was just running from one place to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And it was really trying to get as much video out as quickly as I could regarding all that was going on, and also kind of, have the proper headspace to make the arguments I needed to make to the politicians. So I wasn't really thinking about the new store. So I probably delayed myself maybe about a week or so in opening, but such is life. 20 years from now, when I look back, I'm not going to think, damn, it took a week extra to open. I'm going to think, I changed the course of culture and society with regards to repair, and that'll matter. Did you wind up getting the flooring from a decent price rather than the bullshit Home Depot charging more for being in New York? Yes, Sonny actually figured out how to get it for about 15% cheaper than the cheapest price I was able to get from the VPN. For more robust refreshments on your next trip. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Random. By the way, here's something you should know about Home Depot. So when I check out I can't do this right now because if I change VPNs, it'll fuck up my connection and stream. But when I go to HomeDepot.com and I tried to buy my life-proof flooring from New York, it was charging me $315 to $325 a square foot. I get a VPN from Florida, and it was charging me about $270 a square foot. So I'm not going to bullshit you and tell you that a VPN is going to make you more secure, that a VPN is going to keep you anonymous online, that a VPN is going to keep websites from tracking you because tracking cookies don't really give a fuck about your VPN. I'm not going to lie to you about security when it comes to a VPN. What I will tell you is that if you go to HomeDepot.com and you try to buy life-proof flooring in New York City, and then you use a VPN and set that up as Florida or Alabama, you will be able to actually check out, get to the end of it, and it will allow you to get it delivered to your address in New York, and it will be cheaper than it would have been if you bought it from a New York IP. So that's one area where a VPN is really cool. VPN is really cool for doing that, allowing you to get around that bullshit. For some robust refreshments on your next trip. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. How is the store coming? I just explained that. Where can you learn the skills and knowledge to repair equipment without getting a degree? A degree is not necessary, in my opinion. I mean, look at what I do. I mean, you could see my journey. That's one of the reasons that I keep the videos up from 2014. If you look at my videos in 2014, I sound like a fucking moron. And the reason I keep those up is because I want people to understand that I didn't come out of my mom's womb knowing that my PP Bus G3 Hot needs to be 12.56 volts when the SMC works and is 12.23 when it doesn't work. My kids will come out of their mother's womb knowing that, but I didn't come out knowing that. I want you to be able to see the journey and understand that I got there. And there's also another video I did my education history where I show you all my failed tests. I'm a software developer and I recently quit my job for a much better one. When I gave notice, my boss made it seem like I was putting the company in jeopardy. Any advice to stop feeling guilty? Fuck your boss. Fuck your boss in his ass. I want my employees to stay here. What's your true opinion on Lenovo? That's too broad a question. Lenovo is a company that produces a wide variety of products. I think their ThinkPad P-Series, T-Series, and W-Series are great. I think just about the rest of the stuff that they make is shit. So like IdeaPads, trash. The rest of their stuff, trash. High-end ThinkPad lineup, good. The thing is, your company should be paying you enough that you don't have to look elsewhere. If they're not able to pay you enough that you're not looking elsewhere, then they're not doing their job. There are two main jobs that an employer has. The first job is to bring in enough... Yeah. I'm considering speaking at the next hearing for LD 1977 as an FST, blah, blah. Are there any gaps in testimony, any things you think would make an impact here? Well, I think what would really help is if you rebut the logging people, rebut the John Deere people, rebut the people that are contractors. I posted some testimony over the past week from the loggers, from the John Deere dealerships, from the marine dealerships. I don't know how to rebut that testimony because I don't know how to ride a boat. I don't know how to drive a boat. I don't know how to fix a boat. I don't chop down trees. I don't work with people who chop down trees. If you have anything to contribute there, that would be great because that's where I fall short. I was the Australian that visited today, saw great customer service. I'm excited to see your new store. No, what you saw today was terrible customer service. That was me juggling numerous people at once because Hi didn't show up even though yesterday he said he'd be here today. I'm watching you, Hi. Lewis, my current flows. Conduct me where you will. I watch true streams that matter. I have a Dota viewer. Thank you. But yeah, so my job is to bring in enough business that I can afford to pay my employees what they're worth. And I remember I had one person that left that was, I had one person that left for a genuinely better job. It's like, I can't even compete on pay because it's an entirely different industry. And I'm proud of her. I really am. I guilt her every now and then because, it's kind of fun. And we had a friendly relationship going back for 7 years before she quit. But I'm not going to actually show up at her job and say, you're ruining my company by leaving. That's just kind of fucked up thing to do. That's not on you. That's on them. Why are they not willing to pay you more money? Why do you feel guilty for living up to your full potential? You shouldn't feel guilty for living up to your full potential. What's your ultimate end goal with your company? I don't know, just keep getting better, keep learning how to do stuff we didn't know how to do before, get more business. My goal is to clean out the trash in my business. I've said that from the beginning. Like the companies that do crappy work or do crappy repairs or do good repairs but charge $10,000 to them based on advertising and you not knowing any better. So for example, you're going to see some stuff come out of Jess's recently. Jess's channel is at iPad Rehab. If you watch this channel, you should subscribe. And she's going to be talking about companies that charge $4,000 to $20,000 for data recovery that are charging people this bullshit rates when all that's bad is a bad charge port in their phone. And there's a lot of trash, in my opinion, that needs to be cleaned out of my industry, and I'd like to just continue cleaning out my own corner of the world. That's what I'd like to do at my company. Would you have been able to grow your business if you had to pay a higher minimum wage like the Democratic candidates want? That's a trick question, and it doesn't matter. Because in New York City, most small businesses, when they start, pay their employees off the books. So if you're paying employees off the books, you're already saying, I don't respect payroll law, I don't respect the law in general, so it doesn't really matter what minimum wage law is. So like when I started doing this, all the competitors that I had were paying their employees off the books. I was actually the first one that I knew of all the companies that I dealt with. Who's your favorite cell phone provider? I don't have one, they all seem to suck. I use Verizon, but they suck too. Look at how often my streams drop when I stream from it when I'm traveling. I remember that when I actually got real payroll company and hired staff, other people were looking at me like, wow, you're really like, really? So now you got to pay people 30% over what I'm paying them just so that they can get the same amount of money? Why are you doing that? I was doing that because I realized that at some point I planned on growing my company, and I knew I'd get to a point where I piss enough people off that they're going to dig into shit like that. Like, you can't imply that the ex-lieutenant governor of Nebraska may have bribed a senator and be paying your employees off the books. That shit doesn't work. But most people, like if you go to a taco place in New York City, 50-50 chance employees off the books. Half of the fast food place, 50-50 chance most of their employees are off the books. Or what they like to do is something where they pay them, like it doesn't matter. Or they'll pay them 20 hours on the books and the rest of it off the books kind of thing. So like I laugh when they increase minimum wage in New York City because it's really only going to affect like the Whole Foods, CVS, Trader Joe's. Like 90% of these mom and pop businesses here are paying people off the books because if they had to pay them on the books, that would be an additional 30%. And that additional 30% is the difference between whether they pay rent or they go bankrupt. And most of them go bankrupt anyway. Most of them go bank. I talk about this. My favorite burrito place in the city was paying employees below minimum wage off the books. They got caught. Now they're out of business. It was my favorite burrito place. I remember talking to them. I remember speaking to the people that worked at this burrito place. Olivia, if you're watching, this was a serious offer. But I remember mentioning to them, Olivia, everybody, if this place goes under, please let me know. I will reform this. I will open a proper burrito shop. I'll pay you people more. And just so that I could keep eating the burrito that you make, because they made a better burrito than Dos Toros or anybody. I was willing to get into the burrito business, but they wound up going out of business and whatever. I asked if everybody who worked there knew how to make the recipes and everything, and if they did, could we just reform down the street with everybody who works here? But man, those were good. I was much heavier back then as well. But yeah, the minimum wage thing. So I did not hire an employee until... Hiring an employee was really risky. For me, here's the thing. I don't like paying people near minimum wage. It's not even a moral or an ethical thing. It's more a question of like, what are you getting? If you're willing to do work for $5 to $6 an hour, what kind of service are you going to be providing my customers for that, So if I'm at a point where I can't afford to pay somebody like something decent or even close to decent, I'd honestly probably rather just ask favors of friends and that kind of thing. Like I remember one of my friends with the Reform Burrito place sell cookies too. Yeah, no cookie. So one of the things is there was, like I remember when I needed packages to get packaged, I had a bunch of overnight. I needed them packed before FedEx showed up that day. My friend was there. I had helped him out with a lot of stuff in the past at the studio. He was hungry. He forgot his wallet at home, and I said, hey, if you help me pack all these packages, I'll get you a chicken roll from Amadeus. And that, like, it was stuff like that I was doing before I got to a point of hiring someone. But yeah, when I hear people talk about how minimum wage laws are going to affect small business in the city, it's like, that's so cute. You think they're actually paying people on the books to begin with. That's adorable. Why do you think companies are so against repairing instead of actually making money selling their own certified replacement parts for a premium? That doesn't work because I as someone who ran a parts company for several years that was selling at some point 1,200 items a day on eBay, my own Magento store, and Amazon, it doesn't work because people can file chargebacks. So there's a number. There's a little number on the back of your credit card. So you got a credit card, there's a little 800 number on the back of it. And if you call that number, you can get your money back for a purchase, even if you bought something and you fucked it up. So if you buy a screen from me and you fuck it up and you crack it trying to put it in your laptop, you can call that number on the back of your card and you can still get all your money back and then send me back a part that doesn't work. So selling parts sucks. Selling parts really sucks because there's a very low profit margin, even if you are selling them at a premium. And people break shit like crazy. That's one of the reasons if you check out my site now, I sell everything but screens. I learned my lesson on screens. Like, fuck selling screens. People always buy the wrong screen. Screens are one of those things that any normal person thinks they're qualified to replace when a lot of people are not actually qualified to replace it, but it's easy to break. So it's not, if it was something that, you know, a really low qualification of people were buying, but it was hard to break, or it was something that's easy to break, but only people who are really qualified look to buy that, that would be different. But screens occupy this really interesting area where people with really low qualifications buy them, and they're also really easy to break. So it's really dangerous to try and sell that. It's really dangerous to try and sell that type of stuff, at least for me. Other people do it and are successful, and God bless them for doing better than me. But I get why companies would not want to sell parts at a premium. What I would suggest is, what if they sold parts to people as a part of a certain program, and to be in that program, you had to wire money, so there were no credit cards at all? Then, like, something like that is a compromise I can see. So if you want to buy screens for an Apple product, or if you want to buy chipsets, you need to wire Intersil the money. So there's no refunds, none of that horse shit, none of that filing a chargeback because you bought a fluorescent when you needed an LED or vice versa. Any update on privacy complaints? For any update, I apologize. I haven't heard anything, so I actually put back up that video where Paul was talking about the marine engines. I put that one back up. Honestly, if you're a business and you're worried about having to pay more because minimum wages increase, you're probably going to fail. Yes and no. That really does depend on the industry, the business that you're in. And for me, like, the way I think about it is something like this. It's like, if, for example, I'm just going to take I'm going to take an example that actually applied because this is something that actually happened at my company. How does it feel having a girlfriend that is out of your league? Erica, when did you change your YouTube name to Hill Win? r/whoosh. Anyway, so for instance, let's take a shipping person, right? So let's say that I'm just going to make up some minimum wages here. Let's say minimum wage is $8, right? I could hire somebody who was as clueless as I was when I started, when I had no concept of a work ethic, no concept of solving problems, no concept of not just waiting for somebody to tell me what to do, and have them ship boxes, right? But if minimum wage is like $18, that doesn't make sense. I might as well just hire a son of a bitch. Will right to repair work, preventing the security pairing between components, selling manuals for millions, or keeping good info secret while publishing crap? Seems really easy to work around. It probably is, and I'm sure that there are companies that are going to find ways to work around it. The real right to repair is not legislative. The real right to repair is going to be inspiration. It's going to be getting people to start their own companies, or getting the next generation to value repair so that when they work at these companies, they go, you know what? You want me to program that in? I'm quitting. You know what? If this is what we're doing, I'm leaving the board and I'm taking my money with me. The real right to repair is not legislative, it's inspirational. What needs to fundamentally change to liberate your industry and others with similar struggles? Perhaps blockchain. Blockchain doesn't make any sense to liberate my industry. It really doesn't. That's it. What would liberate my industry are the next generation of people watching, valuing repair, and then deciding that they don't want to be a part of what companies do when they take anti-repair practices. To actually want to leave. So you're not getting updates for your next iPhone if the board tells us that we need to have an exclusivity agreement on the ISL 9240. Back to the minimum wage thing. So I'm just going to go through the next question and read it later. Robust. I can't answer that. That question is like, it requires a 6-page answer. So you find something that's profitable to do that other shops in the area are not doing. Don't focus on the shit that anybody can do. Don't focus on viruses removal. Don't focus on iPhone screen repair. Do the stuff that people need done in your area that other people are not doing that you can do. That's about it. So the minimum wage thing. Let's say that I could hire somebody that's completely clueless, like me when I was 16, for $8 an hour. I'm really never going to get to answer that question, am I? Went to Samsung authorized repair shop for a screen repair, phone wouldn't charge, told me to send to Samsung, argued half hour, made them put old screen, worked, tried again, 5 hours later at work, start doing Android Plus. I appreciate the $20, but I don't understand that sentence at all. I'm very sorry. Thank you for the $20, but that sentence is confusing to me. So, minimum wage. Let's say minimum wage is $8. I can hire somebody who is a clueless 16-year-old high school student like me. Minimum wage is $18. Okay, maybe I'll hire somebody to do shipping that also knows how to update my website and maybe fix some of the PHP issues on my site so I don't have to hire somebody at $100 every now and then from freelancer.com when I have a problem. Do you reball chips with tweezers when you don't have stencils? Nope. Don't hate myself that much. That's time for the Paul status. Robust. Keep doing what you're doing. You're spreading honesty and putting bullshit in its place. By the way, why does no one reference the Magnuson-Moss Act for repairs and not voiding warranties? Because it's been referenced a million times and nobody cares about it. Magnuson-Moss has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Magnuson-Moss is an act that says that the company cannot decline me service because I worked on it myself. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about the company providing me service. I care about my ability to service the product. Magnuson-Moss doesn't apply here, in my opinion. It's completely irrelevant. It's about the company. Magnuson-Moss is about the company's relationship with me with regards to them servicing my product. It's not about the relationship that a repair shop has with vendors that don't want to sell to them because of exclusivity agreements. It's relevant to an extent, but it's not relevant specifically here. So that's why we don't cite it. Also, we usually only have about the amount of time that I have in between questions showing up on my screen to answer, so there's usually a bunch more relevant things. So if I'm told I have 2 minutes to answer a question, I don't want to fill it with something that's semi-relevant in my field. I just want to fill it with the bombshells. They're purposely setting these chips up so that I can't replace them kind of thing. Play Store credit for your travel expenses. Thank you very much, Michael Quaintance. I will try the minimum wage question one more time before I give up on it. If minimum wage is $8, I can hire a clueless person who started like me. If minimum wage is $18 an hour, the way I would do it is I would hire someone who can ship, but who also maybe knows a little bit of programming, maybe is like dabbling in PHP so that when Magento fucks up on my website, I can pay him to figure it out and dick with it. Or maybe maybe someone who can kind of understands computers a little better so that when I need to apply patches or fixes to my Magento store, or maybe I need to hire someone who can like add stuff to the site or figure out how to deal with the exporting to CSV, changing a bunch of items. Like let's say there's a certain item I need to change the attributes on 100 different versions of it and then re-importing it into Magento, that'll be done. So for instance, the N156B6 LOB screen is compatible with over, I think, 2,000 different screens and laptops. And every now and then I'd have to update a picture or something, or I'd have to update the rest of it. I'll answer that after this. Let's say I have to update every single one of those items. I need someone who doesn't stare at the screen like, when they see Excel, who actually understands how to deal with exporting and importing using a CSV file in Magento. So if minimum wage is $18, it doesn't mean that like I'm not going to hire somebody. It just means that if all you are good for is boxing a product and bubble wrapping it, why would I hire you over this person over here who can box and bubble wrap, who also knows PHP? Because like at $18, I might as well get the extra, right? That's the way I see it. And that's the way that I was... thank you, Matt Anderson. That's the way that I saw it, because I've actually had that experience. Not because of minimum wage, but just I figured, these are two separate jobs. This is taking up a lot of my time. Why don't I just get someone who can do both? Because I figured out that shipping does not take up the whole day. So having someone there that just does shipping for 8 hours didn't really make sense to me in the beginning. So I wound up hiring someone else who could do shipping, but also help me out with my website and inventory. And that person also cost more money, rightfully so, because they were making, I think that person was making like 13 or 14 an hour where they were. So I offered them about 17 or 18 to come work here. They hated their boss. They we got alongs, and that was that. So but I can't really talk about how this works on a massive scale. I can only talk about my individual anecdotal experience. And that was my individual anecdotal experience, which was you could keep bumping it. It just means the standard that I have gets bumped. Like one instance, when I started at Avatar Studios, I was clueless. I got a free internship, which I'm fairly certain is illegal because it wasn't being done for college credit. I was clueless. I was a 17-year-old. I didn't know what the F I was doing. I didn't know how to act around clients. I didn't have any sense of tact. I didn't know how to present myself. I didn't know much regarding tech. I was clueless. But they gave me a job anyway. I cleaned toilets, I got people food, I did the bitch work for 3 months for nothing, and then I got hired as a junior technician, and then I started getting paid $7.50 or $8 an hour. I learned a lot from that experience. Thank you, Ben. Like, I really learned a lot in that. I learned a lot from that experience, and a lot of what I learned from that experience, I applied to what I do now in my own business. I applied what I learned to troubleshooting. I applied what I learned to dealing with clients, and a lot of what I learned there really helped me get where I am. So I'm against high minimum wage in that regard because I don't want people to lose the opportunity I had. Avatar would never have hired me for $15 an hour. They probably wouldn't have hired me for $8. I was a moron. I was 17. I didn't know my mouth from my asshole. So, but at the same time, I'm against paying people shit. So, like when it comes to people that I have as full-time employees, like my lowest paid full-time employee, like base level for full-time is typically $20 to $25 an hour. Minimum wage was $13.50, just got increased to $15. Why is that? Because I don't expect that people are going to do a good job if they're paid like shit. It's kind of this thing in the back of your head. It's like it's a dignity thing, you know? If you walk around knowing that even if I had 2 roommates, I could not afford to live here, that really kind of drags you down. And if you feel dragged down like that, if you feel like, man, I work 40 hours a week and I still can't afford to live with 2 roommates, what the fuck am I doing? That's going to show up when you deal with my customers. That's going to show up when you decide whether or not you're going to put the extra screw back. Like when the screw drops on the floor, do you spend 20 seconds looking for it? Or do you just say, fuck it, who gives a shit? When you're fixing a board, do you clean the flux off in ultrasonic, or do you say, fuck it, who gives a shit? When you're doing a screen replacement and there's a little piece of dust behind the glass, do you go for the compressed air to try to get it back, or do you say, fuck it, I'm getting paid $7 an hour, who gives a shit? I realize that the way that my employees deal with customers is going to be different from the way somebody else's employees deal with customers if they're paid like shit. So from an employer's standpoint, I don't believe in low minimum wage because I want my customers to be treated properly. But I've had a company for 10 years, feels like I've given up lately. Had to get the foot out and move up from this grind. Why have you given up? Are you at the top of your field to where there's no challenge anymore? Or is it the opposite where you failed so many times that you just feel like you've been grinded into the ground? Because those are 2 different things. I've been at both different points in my business. But as an employee, like from an employer's mindset, I'm for a high, this is weird because this is like, usually it's the exact opposite. As an employer, I'm for higher minimum wages because me paying people more means they're going to treat the customers better, which is why I don't pay people the minimum wage. But as an employee, I was against the higher minimum wage because the jobs that I got that cemented my experience in the industry that allowed me to get where I am today would not exist if there was a minimum wage. Though that internship would not have existed. That job wouldn't have existed, and I may not be here. So I feel weird kind of cutting off the bridge that allowed me to get where I am. And people are often confused by this because they'll say, wait, so you're against minimum wage, so that's so you could pay your employees shit, right? And it's like, well, no. Here's my payroll paper. Find me somebody that works here that makes minimum wage. None of them do. But that's where you get into the world being complicated, and life is more complicated than the black and white that people put in. You said the iPhone SE2 might be your next phone because it's small and comfy in hand. How about the Pixel, Xperia, XZ2 Compact? The XZ2 Compact is old. The XZ3 Compact never came out. I believe the XZ4 Compact is only available in Japan, so screw that. Sony has abandoned me. The Pixel, I just never took seriously. Now, when it comes to universal basic income, I honestly have no idea how that's going to go. Like, that's a coin flip. Either A, it's going to go really well. It's going to get a lot of people out of poverty and a lot of people out of shitty jobs and having the freedom, the space, the breathing room to actually do well for themselves and pursue what they want to do and be productive. Or B, they'll be lazy and sit around and play Dota all day. I have no clue. I'm not going to pretend to have a clue which way it'll go. I predicted that the iPhone would never be popular, so don't come to me for predictions. I charge £45 an hour for a Magento dev, LOL. There are people with a decimal point one step over on freelancer.com. If you can't pay a livable wage, you shouldn't be in business. I mean, that depends on the job, really. Like, that's the question. You know, that's the part where people don't really see the... Like at Avatar Studios, they didn't pay me a living wage. Robust. But at 18, like at 17, what could I do for them that would be worth a living wage, you know? Maybe they could... Like, did they really need me there to clean the toilets and get food for people? Not really. It was an option. The other option is just don't hire me. It's not you need to pay a living wage or not be in business. It's you need to pay a living wage or not hire that person. You have to ask, do I really need that position? And with Avatar, I don't think they needed me. That studio would have run just fine without me there. They didn't need me to be there to clean the toilets extra. They didn't need me to be there to mop more often. They didn't really need me to be there to fix a couple of extra headphones for them every now and then. Thank you for fighting for our rights. Hope the new store is making progress. It's getting there. Yeah, they didn't really need me there for any of what I was doing. It wasn't really like it wasn't essential personnel. So it's not like if you can't pay Lewis a living wage, Avatar goes out of business. It was if you can't pay Lewis a living wage, then you just continue doing business and your toilets have slightly more piss residue on them. Having to raise minimum wage is a complete condemnation of public school. 13 years and you have not one marketable skill. Why are people who don't have to compete attempting to prepare others? It's a more complex thing than that, because you have companies that wind up putting other companies out of business, and then once they're one of the few players left in the market, paying people shit. So there's a lot of sides to it. It's much more complex than something you can come at with just one univariate analysis. You can't just look at one side of it and say, well, this... Because most people do that. They either approach it from like the worker perspective of you're trying to pay us shit so that you can be greedy and make more money. They approach it from the company perspective of you're asking more money when you can't do it, when you're not providing more value or whatever. There's far more to life than being ideologically possessed. Anyway, next question. That's taking up way too much time. Don't be ideologically possessed, please. The worst comments in my comment section are the ones where people are like, you can tell that they don't really have an idea, but the idea has them. Unpaid internship equals slavery, working for Reddit coins. No. A Reddit coin was more valuable than what I was getting paid. Do you do speaking events? No. I talk on YouTube. Mario asked, can you please design and sell a shirt that says your PP bus is making me G3 hot? Eric is on it. You have the password of my Teespring account, right? Erica just said no, even though I know she does. So I'll have to make it myself later. May have been answered already. What's up with the Hatsune Miku figures in the background? I started dating an Asian woman. I am not a man of culture. Those are not mine. Asian girlfriend. It's Asian girlfriend. She's framing me. She's framing me. Robust. Thank you, Udibus.
Look, you can show off your...
That's not mine.
Bag.
I deflect.
You deflect.
That is not mine. This is not my pink shit. These are not my pink thumbnails with little owls in them. She made a thumbnail the other day for a video, and it has a little fucking cutesy owl in it with little candles in the background. It's like, what is this? This is not my channel anymore. Look at this. Hatsune Miku in the background. Little owls and otters and thumbnails.
If you didn't say anything, no one would have thought that anyone else created that except
Robust.
Are you kidding me? Nobody would think that I made that. You inspired me to start fixing stuff. I must have fixed $10,000 in equipment for my university on their labs. Thank you. That's awesome, Gabriel. Nope, Generation XT, that thing is long gone.
Robust.
Are people holding public office allowed to testify in favor of a bill? Yes, Mobility Project. Look up Dave Rogers. He holds a public office, and he testified in his home state in favor of the right to repair bill. Mario asked us in comments. Yeah, I saw that. I read that one already. BlackBerry stepping on my keyboard, so if my stream ends soon, you know why. What are your thoughts on Oklahoma HB 3724? Let's see what we got on Legiscan.
Robust.
Fucking Hatsune Miku. Damn you and your Hatsune Miku, Erica. Looks pretty cool. When's there going to be a hearing? Reach out to your reps, man. If you're in Oklahoma, make it happen. Oklahoma House Bill 3724. Reach out to this dude, Logan Phillips, and let him know that you appreciate his work.
Robust.
Let's see, how much money is this guy taking? Would you vote for Bernie Sanders? Probably not. I don't want to vote for Bernie. I don't want to vote for Trump. I just kind of want to go back into my bunker. I get why each of these people has support. It just makes me sad that we've gotten to a point where people are so far into one ideology or another. Okay. It's interesting because I've spoken with people about this. Like they've said, would you speak...
Robust.
Question. I can never finish a sentence. Setting up a voice over IP system for a medical center. Love your series on setting up free PBX. Have you since upgraded the system with the new store? No. Speaking of, I actually got offered by Sangoma $8,000 to make videos for them, and this guy is literally about to fire me because I haven't gotten back to him since I've been doing all this flying for the right to repair stuff. What are your thoughts on I answered that one. Yeah, let's see. Where is that? Sangoma. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, he wants to shit can me. It seems to me you're super busy, but I need to get this project started. Do you have time for the project? Yes or no? I need full commitment to this project and start making an effort in getting this moving, or we shake hands and move on. Yep.
What does he define as full commitment, though?
Full commitment means responding to his email in less than 2 weeks after he sends it.
Well, you can commit to it. You can do it in between.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can.
Are you kidding? I'm editing video at 2 in the morning related to this. I'm responding to lobbyist arguments at 3 a.m. It's 4 a.m. and I'm practicing what I'm going to say. It's 5 a.m. and I'm getting ready to get on a plane. You think I'm going to get... thank you very much, Anon. You think I'm actually going to have time to get to... have a bunch of SwitchVox equipment in front of me and do videos and how it all works together for several...
Between Maine and something else, maybe?
How? How am I going to get involved in that? Like, once I'm done with this, I have 3 more videos to make on Right to Repair and upload. I'm never going to do it. But $8,000 was quite tempting. Yeah, I've had people ask me, would you speak to Bernie or would you support a Right to Repair bill? Absolutely, I would. I would speak to Bernie about it. I would, goddamn. How would you have kept your internet frame from going to your head? Things you do that you wouldn't have done before. I don't know. I did a video on this on the live channel. I think a big part of it is really, I never assume that what I'm doing is something I'm doing for a good reason. If I am if I'm making a video about a lobbyist, I'm not going to assume that I'm making it because I'm seeking the truth. I'm going to assume that I'm making it because I dislike that person and I want to ruin that person. Even if that's not why I'm doing it, I always assume the worst of my incentives. If I'm offering a new repair service, am I offering that because I want to help people, or am I offering it because I just want to make more money and be greedy? If I'm doing something cheaper than Apple, is it because I actually want to help people get value, or do I just want to rip them off a little bit less than Apple does? I always kind of check myself by assuming the worst of my intentions anytime I'm doing something. The worst people in the world are the people that assume that they're good people. in my opinion. The people who've done the worst shit are the people. These are fucking stupid questions. Come on, man. The worst people in the world, the people who do the worst shit, I think, are the people that assume that they can't do wrong. They think they're on the right side. Because like once you believe you're on the right side and you're always right, you're fucked. I don't assume that at all.
Daenerys in Game of Thrones season 8.
Daenerys, season of 8 of the worst season of Game of Thrones there was. I specifically work in reverse engineering and malware. I notice how wrong the opposition is on firmware. I live in Canada. Can I do for the right to repair?
Robust.
Contact your local representative, really. That's what you could do. Like, contact your representative and ask if they want to get some sort of bill like this introduced. But yeah, people have asked, would you, if Bernie Sanders got elected and he wanted to work on a bill, like, would you advocate? Absolutely. I've said this before. If Bernie Sanders wanted to introduce it, I would talk to Bernie Sanders about it. If Donald Trump wanted to talk about it, I would talk to Trump about it. I remember at the end of October of 2016, there was some Trump rally someone sent me a segment of where he said that there were all these people that did terribly in school. They always failed. They were bad at it. And then those people that were bad in school that were bad at everything else, went on to like fix cars or electronics or appliances, and they did great jobs. And those people are going away, and we need more of that in this country. I would talk to him about it. I don't give a shit. I don't care where you are in the political aisle. Are you here, or here? Do people love you or do people hate you? I'm interested in my cause. I'm interested in furthering my cause, and I'm interested in furthering my cause helping people. Do I buy into any particular politician? No. Do I stand behind and root for them all the way through? No. But I'm not against advocating for what it is I believe in to any particular politician. I'm just going to ignore the stupid shit because there's too much stuff in the comments to reply to that I'm behind on. Now, before I got to that, let's see, where was I here? Yeah, I actually forgot about that until that person commented. Now I'm kind of depressed. I gave up 8,000. I actually did this free PBX series that took me 3 days to do. I've made virtually no money from that series. I get someone from the company that made the product reached out to me. Hey, it looks like you did some really good videos on free PBX. Would you like to do more videos for $8,000? And it's like, nope, sorry. Busy traveling for the right to repair stuff. It's kind of sad. We would love to see you here in Oklahoma. Well, if there's a hearing, I'd love to be there.
There probably will be one.
Mobility, I already answered that question. Yes. Oh my God, you're spamming the fuck out of this. I answered that twice. Is repair.org a good place to donate? Why not? I don't know where the money goes. I know Gay Gordon Byrne runs repair.org. I'm not sure what she does with the money there. You're welcome to ask them what they do to it. I've met them in person. I do not believe them to be funneling money to Eugene the contractor, so go for it. They do some good work, and they would be well served using that money to continue doing their good work. A lot of what they do at repair.org is speak to the politicians before it gets to a hearing. So like the difference between the Maine hearing and the Seattle hearing is in large part because of the work of repair.org. Have you considered running for office? Fuck no. Ha ha! Do I want legions of people outside my house throwing shit at me because I said something they don't like? Like, you know why I can talk about minimum wage and both sides of the arguments of minimum wage and, like, people don't harass me in the street and throw shit at me? Because I'm a normal citizen. If I were a politician, no.
You really think people would do that?
Are you fucking kidding? Of course they would. Because like, being a politician means I have some sort of control over your life. When I have control over your life, you have a vested interest in hating me. No.
Position you have. If you're like the mayor, the governor, sure, but if you're some kind of council person, most likely people won't really recognize you.
Love you from Victoria, British Columbia. Thank you. It's also kind of boring the way politics has gone nowadays. In many regions, you have to kind of have a set of beliefs, and it's kind of like a checklist, and you need to check 90% of those boxes, and if you don't, you're not getting elected. It's very boring. Please excuse my name. I love the school. I really loved the school year last year in middle school. I dislike my current school. I wish I can go back. Advice. And my entire experience with school was absolutely awful. Just count each day, pretend you're in prison, like every single day until the end of it. Like just one day at a time, just count down one day at a time. Once you're out of school, your life is going to be a lot better. There's a lot of people that told me that, these are going to be the best years of my life. They were all full of shit. Life just went pshh when I got out of school. It's beautiful. Freedom.
Robust.
What would be some good points to include in email, letter, or phone call to my local MP and MPP? There was a document that was floating around in Discord. Join the Discord, ask Finbear for a document regarding points from Right to Repair. He put together something great for me with a lot of the points that I brought up in previous videos, and he organized it very well. This is a question for your girlfriend. What do you love the most about Lewis?
What do you think it is?
She's silent.
What do you think
She's
it is?
totally silent.
I'll answer it without being on camera because I'm in my PJs. Hold on. The thing that I love most about you, besides that I find you very caring and charming, is I really like his emotional resilience.
Nobody can hear you from over there.
Oh.
Literally
whoops.
nobody can
I'm
hear.
right next to the camera.
Yeah, that's not the microphone.
Oh. Hey. This was confusing.
Robust.
It was a trap.
Erica,
What?
nobody could hear what you said.
I think they could hear me.
Nobody.
Chat heard me. Chat heard me.
Silence. That's what they heard. What would your recommendations be for studying electronic skills competition?
Oh.
Reading schematics, diagnosing issues, and reverse engineering.
I forgot to say,
Electronic skills competition? I'm kind of
Cats.
confused. Electronic skills competition.
where's Mr.
That seems like too general a question. I don't know how to answer that.
Robust.
Jonathan Dreyfus, join Discord. All right, let's see. Where's Oreo? I have Blackberry next to me, and I have Clinton up here, and Oreo is at the shelter.
He's on your bed rubbing his butt on it, probably.
Peace. Biotoxin. Erase data and start from scratch.
Robust.
DD if equals dev slash u random of equals dev slash SDA. What is your political standing? Sorry if it's too personal. Just I'm not an ideologically possessed person, so I prefer to not have a label. I lean libertarian, but there's just so many different situations within which there's so many different ways to go about solving a problem. Watch my video on right to repair and the non-aggression principle from a week ago, and you'll get an idea. Where can I order that glass water bottle? Is it glass?
I think
Erica will link it. She's a shill.
I'm finding it right now. It's a great water bottle, actually.
What's your stance on gun control? As long as I'm still allowed to shoot my ex-employees with a BB gun at work, then I'm cool with it.
Robust.
Vaseline. If I were to start a business computer repair, what is your best advice? My best advice is, for fuck's sake, don't get an A+. Don't build desktop PCs don't try to build desktop PCs for a living. Don't try to do virus removal. Do stuff that other people are not doing. Find something that you can do. Find an area where other people are not servicing customers properly. Don't do what you want to do. Don't just think up things. Do the stuff that people really need done, that they're calling for on a regular basis. Figure out what that is. Free MacBook repair to the next 5 people who post your driver's license, social security, and full addresses. JK, do not do this. Is Christopher Kelly. You almost smashed Blackberry with water bottle. I did not. Look at how fast she is. If I were to drop this water bottle right now. Damn, your reflexes really did get slower, Blackberry. Must be this collar.
Robust.
Thanks for the tip, but it won't let me format or initialize it. In that case, burn it with fire. No, really, I have no idea. Literally, I would just erase it at that point. DD if equals dev slash u random of equals dev slash SDA. Since CTIA is clueless, what alternatives are there? Alternative to what? What do you want to do at CTIA? CTIA is a crappy conference, in my opinion, where people talk about wholesaling blackberries and other useless crap. Why bother? What causes critical software update in a touch bar? I'm about to take this MacBook and shoot it. Corrupt watchOS on the ROM. So the touch bar is actually using watchOS. Yes, watchOS. Lewis is turning Japanese as Glass Monster.
Why do you like so much anime stuff?
I do not! That's you, woman! Your anime stuff! Please no shoot, says Copass. Yeah, gun control is not going to save you. Beto O'Rourke is not going to save Copass from getting shot. He did some stupid shit yesterday. What is this? That was so out of focus. Do you think it should be illegal for a lobbyist to be a lobbyist or affiliated with one and at the same time make donations to political parties? Yes and no. I completely understand the desire to get money out of politics. When you see that there are people that want to have robust conversations and they give $1.7 million to all these politicians and then laws get written that are against the people. I sympathize with that. I get it. I really get it. But let's take Derek Stanford, for instance. He was the politician, he was the senator in Seattle that grilled the lobbyists regarding his Xbox. I like Derek Stanford. I think he did a good job grilling those lobbyists. I like what he did there. I want to see him get reelected. Maybe I could contribute to his campaign. But I also lobby in favor of right to repair. Now, if I try to get politicians elected that I believe are good people, and I lobby for the causes that I believe in, I'm technically doing what my opponents are doing. Because they're lobbying for what they believe in, or, well, let's correct this. They're lobbying for something that they are being paid to lobby for, and they're contributing to politicians. Now, if I make it so they can't contribute, then how is it that I can't? If I make it so they can't contribute, does that mean that I can't give money to Derek Stanford? Does that mean that I can't give money to Senator Neil Breslin? I want to see Neil Breslin get reelected. He listens to people. What I think would be interesting is you're not allowed to be a lobbyist if you don't believe what you're reading. But how do you test for that? You know, this is kind of a technological problem. Getting money out of politics is a difficult thing to do. Get that shit out of my... Fucking break that screen. Those are Erica's. So, like, you want to get money out of politics, but, like, what about for people who want to see people like Bernie Sanders get elected? Wouldn't you like if he had more money for his campaign? I think people like it when there's money in politics for the candidates they like. They don't like it when there's money in politics for the causes and candidates they don't like. How do you get rid of that? How do you solve that? I don't really know how to solve that because I am not because I'm not a politician. I didn't go to school for political science. That's just me kind of ranting into the ether there. But I do think it would be interesting. Well, fuck off with your crappy messages, Zachary. But the one thing that I do think would be interesting is this is something that you could solve maybe in the future. If you're going to lobby for a cause, you need to believe it. And maybe in 2050, there'll be a little thing that they hook up to, you just put your finger in the little fingerprint reader, and it'll sense whether or not you believe what you're saying or not. And if you don't believe what you're saying, you won't be allowed to be a lobbyist. I'm always that kind of stuff is curious. The critical software update, is watchOS able to be reflashed or is it hopeless? I honestly don't remember. I think Chris or Camille at the store deal with that. I haven't fixed the board in a while. Advice to hardware startups for repairability. Sell it to your customers. Explain to them how everything else is made to fall apart and your stuff isn't. And that's a selling point. That's where I think companies like Apple could really do well. What if they said, if your device breaks down and you're recording something in the middle of Malaysia and you're on some sort of shoot, it doesn't matter if there's an AASP there because somebody will be there that has the parts to fix your machine because our machines are so popular that everyone wants to have them in their repair shop so they can make money. Thank you, Triska Balas. I started my computer repair business by only offering 20 volts to the GPU. Sorry, I still have a T-shirt that says that. We got to tell that story someday when the statute of limitations is up. You wanted to contribute to the senator, you could turn up to hearings knowing there's no backroom robust conversation shouting you down. Suppose.
Robust.
Professional lobbyists really peddle preferential access to elected officials. They do. I get it. I didn't spend anything, Andrew. Erica got those. I get it. I really do. I understand. When I looked up and I saw that Kim Roback worked for her firm, Mueller Roback, represented AT&T, testified and lobbied against right to repair, and paid the Senator Bob Christ over $3,000. I get it. That's aggravating. That pisses me off. But I want to be able to donate to senators too. I want to be able to help people get elected. What if the person who's honest and good at the job is unable to get elected because they don't have a budget?
Robust.
You know? I don't know how you solve that problem with money. I don't know. Maybe if somebody has created a plan that explains how they would do that and it makes sense, that's awesome. But I think there'd be a lot of workarounds for it. What's your opinion on Andrew Yang's $100 democracy dollars for people who want to work together against lobbyists and corrupt politicians? I don't have one at the moment. If I made one up on the fly, it would probably be inappropriate. My favorite anime is Sailor Moon. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do do do. I watched 2 episodes of Sailor Moon when I was 10 years old. Do you ever do board repair to wake up to find out it was just a dream? That's deep. That's deep.
Robust.
Favorite food? Anything Erica makes me that's not frozen. When will you upload a video about SSD data recovery? When the new store is put together and in good shape and I've hired enough people to fit into the place, assuming that I have not gone financially bankrupt from hiring a jackass contractor and flying around the country. We'll see. In a few months, either Eli will win his bet or I'll have videos up. So many people feel that everything is black and white, but it isn't. I agree with you there, Chris.
Robust.
So much of life is the gray, the best available options, even though none of them are perfect. All adulting sucks. Yes. You ever do... Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of those questions I really think is going to be resolved with technology. Once we have a way to tell if you believe what you're saying by shooting a laser into your head or having a machine next to you, you can donate to the politician lobbyist. You can lobbyist. You better believe what you're saying.
Robust.
Please avenge me by giving Lewis a wet willy, says Zachary. What a weirdo. I don't know how to touch that subject, Moose. Don't disappear when he needs you. And make sure that he doesn't get a wrong idea of what the world is like because of the bad influence of the parents.
Robust.
Your older videos on procrastination helped me. Do you still stand behind the things you said? Opinions on employee-owned businesses. I don't have any opinions on employee-owned businesses. When it comes to what I said on procrastination, I'm fairly certain that most of what I said there I still would agree with. Thank you. All right, I got to get out of here soon because I have to book my flight to Maine. I still haven't decided if I'm going to Hawaii yet. So there's upsides and downsides. Robust, indeed.
Tell them what the dates are between Maine and Hawaii.
So the main hearing is 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday, and the Hawaii hearing is 9 in the morning on Thursday. Hawaii is a 12-hour flight, but it's not just that. The Hawaii flight is either going to be about $500 to $700 per person for Erica and I, if we get the seats that give her DBT and me a lot of back pain for a few days. Or I can get the first class seat that does not give me pain, but then Eric and I are going to be paying like $4,000. I'm not going to be able to testify because it's encouraged that I've looked into it. I could get the first class seats, but I'm not able to actually testify in Hawaii. It's strongly looked down upon that people from outside the from the mainland testify in the hearing. So I'd only be there to record it and listen to Erica testify. Erica lived there for 31 years. She could testify. But I'd have paid like for what was it? Was the round trip $2,000 each first class, or was that just one way?
It was like $2,000, but depending on the day that we wanted to go, I've seen it as high as $4,000 first class.
Yes, I'm gonna have to get one of those. I'm gonna have to learn how to fly a Cessna 402 and refuel in the air.
$4,000 per person, you guys.
I'd like $4,000 per person. I'd rather just buy my own broken Cessna 402 and have at it.
Yeah, that'd be $8,000 total.
I have this. I'll get the same kind of license I got for my buffet.
Such a ripoff.
Hawaii doesn't make sense unless Erica is testifying. I was gonna get Erica to testify. They have their people read off a script. I could give you a nice script. But you wouldn't need a script. You'd be speaking from the heart because you love me, right? The heart? At least there's
I'm pretty terrible public speaker, you guys.
at least there's one woman here who loves me.
That doesn't look like the face that she loves you right now. She looks like she's glaring. Look, she's running away. She's running away. Long-time woman is like,
No,
I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. When I saw what it cost to go to these places, I actually went on eBay and looked up Cessna 402. It's like I probably would save money in the long term.
Robust.
Rossmann Airlines, Rossmann Lobbying Group, Rossmann Real Estate, Rossmann Airlines. Would you fly on Rossmann Airways? Rossmann Airlines? Huh?
I wouldn't feel too confident if you're piloting it.
Rossmann Airline Group. You could say that you're on the rag.
What?
Oh, that was awful.
But you know what? I mean, honestly, I think Hawaii, it's... When I know the House bill already passed. That one passed...
Robert, so the POS system, that's not call recording. Call recording is free PBX. POS system is repair shopper. Different systems, but they link together. Advice for interviewing. Good luck tomorrow, Jordy. Who's Jordy? And advice for interviewing. I don't get it. Are you interviewing like a radio station? Are you interviewing for a job? Are you the employer, the employee? Huh? If Hawaii wants to segregate themselves, what's the point of them being part of America? It's not like that. It's that essentially it's a state legislature. It's a state legislature, so they want to hear from people that are their voting base. So if it was a federal hearing, let anybody come because it's federal law. This is a law that affects Hawaiians. So their idea is likely, let's hear what people have to say that are from Hawaii because it's a law about Hawaii. What do you think that people from Texas want to hear from people in New York about gun control? Do you think people in New York want to hear from people in Alabama about abortion? Like, no. You know, there are certain laws in certain states that are different. There are cultural differences from the states. And if it's a law that is just based on state lines, then why bother listening to what people have to say out of state? Different states are different like that. In Seattle, they did not seem to care much. In Maine, they cared a little bit. In Nebraska, they cared a lot. And it seems that they care even more in Hawaii. But I would still want to be there to record it. It's not about, for me, it's not about even being able to testify. It's about me being able to show you the opposition testimony and me being able to show you what the hearings are like. I want the process to be recorded. I want the process to be transparent. I want the process to be public. Unfortunately, I also don't want to go bankrupt or end up with, 2 weeks of stabbing back pain.
Yeah, because due to the timeline, most likely, if we go to Hawaii...
Erica, come on. Nobody can hear you. Come here.
No, they can
Robust.
Says who?
They say so. Look at
Yeah, they're
that.
turning. Erica, come on. Be nice to the people.
Chat said they can hear me, but what I was thinking is that if we go to Maine, which we are planning to go to, on the 4th, that means we have to go ahead and board an airplane for Hawaii either on the 4th or the 5th. That's a 12-hour flight. Then there's testimony on the 6th, and then I'm assuming right after we get back on a plane, and then arrive back in New York on the 7th or 8th, most likely. That's as far as you can go. Augusta, Maine to Honolulu, Hawaii.
Robust.
Opposite sides.
He's interviewing for a new position. Don't ask me. I've never gone to a job interview and had it go well in my life. Message deleted by Paul. Hey, Paul, how's it going? Everybody wave and say hello to Mr. Paul S. Paul, I left you an air no power for tomorrow. Wouldn't the first state to pass it end up with federal issues since the companies operate across state lines? It would be, but none of these companies want to be the company that first does it. But if Hawaii does it, that's the thing. It is really important, and I would want to do it. It's just the round trip to Hawaii, if we get a plane seat that does not cause back pain, is going to be like $4,000 for Erica plus me. I feel really shitty, like even thinking about this. But it's too much stuff happening at the same time. Like the new store costs money, the new store construction costs money, and the new store and like traveling costs money and time. That's the other thing. We were looking to open in the 6th, like not open, but have most of the renovations done around the 6th to the 9th. And Hawaii would be on the 6th. I probably wouldn't fly out until the 7th. I wouldn't get back until the 8th. I'll be dead when I get back on the 8th from jet lag, so I wouldn't really be ready to do much until the 9th. So but maybe connect it with a nice honeymoon. No, I'd probably just fly into Hawaii, go straight to the legislature, set up my microphone, get done, edit all my video while Erica's sitting there sad. That's pretty much what it would be. Are you checking to see how many of your viewers ate watching the Superb Owl? What is the Superb Owl? Huh? Don't bother with first class nonsense. Well, that's the thing. I wouldn't take first class if I was able to sit in a plane seat for 6 hours and not have back pain. But every time I've traveled to either California, I traveled to California to see my friend once, I traveled to Seattle to lobby once, and I traveled to Vegas for CTIA before I knew that they were anti-repair shills. And every time I flew from here to there, I have this incredible back pain for usually 3 days to a week after I get off the plane. Now that's and the distance between here and California is about half the distance or so between California and Hawaii. I mean, half the distance between here and Hawaii. I think if I went from here to Hawaii, I would wind up being a hunchback.
Yeah, the flight to Hawaii is brutal. So when I went to Hawaii during Thanksgiving, I sat in economy, and it was so cramped and so tight that I couldn't go ahead and I couldn't move much. So I had pins and needle for my feet for 4 days. My feet were swollen for 4 days.
Layover in Seattle for a few days. So the main hearing is Tuesday afternoon. The Hawaii hearing is Thursday morning. There is no layover for a few days. That's not happening.
So someone's claiming that you can avoid back pain in
You're
economy. You can't, you guys. I mean, you've seen some of these seats. Like we went on Delta, and it's so cramped.
It's not the cramping, because I've had seats that are normal before and it didn't hurt a lot, but it's just usually the length of time. And they also have these ones where if you want to fall asleep, even if I used to got the neck pillow thing, none of that stuff worked. It's aggravating. I don't mind going to Seattle, but I don't think I'd be able to go to Hawaii without being in intense pain when I come back. Do yoga in the hotel, it will fix you right up. Nah.
In case anyone wants to know where Hawaii
Give Erica a
is
microphone.
from Maine,
She has one. She doesn't want to sit here. She's being stubborn.
or you'll sit
Erica
down.
doesn't want you to be able to hear her.
I know you guys can hear me.
Here, sit here.
Oriole's sitting there.
No, he's
Take
not.
my seat. No, don't move him. Oh, my little
There,
baby.
have a seat.
Oh,
What? He landed on his feet. I'm sure of it.
what?
Have a seat.
Goodness. I'm not in PJs, okay.
You can avoid back pain in economy. I don't get this argument. I've never been able to avoid back pain in economy on a long flight. But I suppose because you said it, that it's just magically going to be the case. Alinity, is that you? What's alinity?
Robust.
Shaggy funded $1. You monster.
What?
Poor Oreo.
I know, he got kicked out of his seat.
What's an alinity?
I don't know.
I work for You Break I Fix. Apple gives use OEM part in a program called Recalibrate Face ID. Huh? Can you... Oh, the questions are getting silly. Do you have any comments on any of the content creators pulling out questionable restore tutorials? I don't know what you mean by restore tutorials. Alinity is a Twitch streamer who threw a cat.
Oh, I remember that.
Alinity is a Twitch thought, someone says. A Twitch streamer who abuses animals. Oh, for F's sake, I'm not abusing an animal.
Yeah, she the cat, I forgot, but the cat was in front of her. And she...
I'm still laughing at the Rossmann AMA group flying on the rag. I am not a cat thrower. His feet were clearly on this thing, and he got to just do his little jump off.
No, yeah, we were looking at Hawaiian Airlines.
She fed her cat vodka. Okay, that's fucked up. I do not do that. Although, granted, that's not cat abuse. That's probably a cat spoiling.
No.
Hey, if I was a cat and somebody got me drunk, I'd be, damn.
I think
what an
there's
owner.
so much alcohol, it isn't healthy.
She yeeted her cat across the room. That's kind of mean.
Yeah.
There's a difference between throwing.
Listen. Did you guys hear that howling noise? That's Oreo.
He does that 10 times a day.
I know.
Have you tried covering plain seat with blankets or pillows to soften the seat? Yeah, one thing that Oreo does several times over the course of a day is he'll jump. Like, let's say Erica sits down. She'll like do this really quickly to get her phone, and Oreo will run right where she was so that when she puts her head back down, Oreo's there. I regularly fly halfway around the world and never had back pain. Sadly, I don't have advice to give you. Your body's probably in better shape than mine.
Robust howl.
Oreo! Oreo!
He's probably complaining because he kicked him off his seat.
It's not his seat.
It was his seat.
He's stealing your seat.
He was very comfortable over here.
We'll get a kitty. Come here, kitty. Come here, little Oreo.
What?
Here, little Oreo. Come here.
Yeah, it's Oreo.
Oreo.
Do you have a hard time lifting him? It sounds like you're struggling.
He's kind of fat.
He's not that. Oh, look at that handsome face. Oh, look at that face.
Take this water, Eric.
What?
Robust.
You know when Florida's doing their bill? I have no idea. Oreo, why do you gotta steal people's seats all the time, boy? Remember yesterday when Erica got up and the moment she went back down, you were already sitting there and had stolen her seat?
What's my skincare routine? I just put this aloe gel on my face. That's it. That's all I do. I don't have a skincare routine. This is the extent of my skincare routine. I know people are going to be like, oh, you got to put more stuff on your face. But after I wash my face, I just put this on it. It's a Nature Republic Soothing Aloe Vera Gel. That's it. My skin gets a little dry. That's all. Oh, are you gonna go ahead and nuzzle my computer? Oriole's watching.
Do you have to worry about corporations donating to you, potentially painting you as a lobbyist? I am a lobbyist. What do you think about Europe bill for universal chargers for Androids and iPhones? I think it's fucking stupid. Like, there's so many things to worry about, and this is what you worry about. I can't buy a chip to fix your phone, but they're worried about whether or not it uses USB-C or micro USB or Lightning. Way to focus on the wrong problem. I live on Oahu, and I just want to say thank you for what you've done for Right to Repair. Hawaiian Airlines is by far the best I've flown. Look at business class seats for more legroom. Okay, Seth, how comfortable are the normal Hawaii Airlines seats?
Pretty comfortable.
Because if they're comfortable, I might just fly normal. Maybe toss someone off the plane in first class while the stewardess is not looking.
What?
And get myself an upgrade.
Haven't you flown on Hawaii before?
No, I flew United. I used rewards points to get the first class because the tickets made me puke at the price. I had all those points. I didn't know that my credit card gave me flight points, so I had accumulated all these points over a year and a half, and I used them on that flight to see you. What does Erica do for a living? Erica is our government relations specialist for the District of Hawaii.
What? What are you talking about?
You're my government relations specialist for the District of Hawaii. You're going to testify, right, Erica? She's testifying. That's it. February 6th, we're going to be there, and she's testifying. We have a few days to prepare her to give testimony. Right? Right, girl? You're going to be on camera with 9,000 people watching. Because usually there's 9,000 people watching at any of the live streams of the hearings. You excited? Huh?
No.
Why not?
No, because if I record, I know you're gonna cut all my ums. You're gonna cut all my ums, and then I'm gonna be so embarrassed because I'm consciously gonna be like, and I'm like, oh.
Depends what side you're on. Erica will testify for a cookie.
You still haven't given me a cookie.
You still haven't testified.
Huh?
You haven't testified
Yeah,
yet.
but I mean, I didn't have to testify when you made that cookie agreement.
I said maybe.
Maybe.
I said maybe to
Look at this
cheesecake, not
guy.
yes to a cookie. Watch the video on the Albany press conference regarding Right to Repair, and you will see I never agreed to a cookie. I agreed to maybe for a
You
cheesecake.
never gave me a cheesecake.
No cookie. No cookie. Now, if you testify in Hawaii, I give you cookie. If the bill gets passed in Hawaii, I give you unlimited cookies on demand.
Unlimited cookies
On demand.
So if the bill passes in Hawaii, you'll give me unlimited cookies on demand.
Yeah,
Did you
absolutely.
See that eye twitch over there? Did you see the eye twitch?
Unless you overeat and get fat, in which
Huh?
case I cheat on you with your best friend from high school. But I'll still give you unlimited cookies.
Okay, we're gonna remember this. Gonna remember this. Insomnia cookies. Let's see.
Look at Oreo's paw on my leg. He's so cute. I love when he puts his little paw on my leg. This is what he did to Anel. He goes, "Row, row." Erica will travel to hearings in Rossmann Airlines.
Rossmann Airlines.
Lewis can go to Maine and Erica can go to Hawaii. See, that one I really approve of. Because Erica likes warm weather, but she doesn't like cold weather. So I'll deal with the long, cold trip to Maine, and she can deal with the short, warm trip to Hawaii.
You're trying to spin this like a lobbyist. Like, it's going to be so brutal in Maine. You're going to be best off going on an 11-hour flight, 11-hour and 30-minute flight over back to Hawaii.
Does Oreo like Erica better? I think so.
No, I think he likes him better.
Why?
Huh? Look at that. Look where his face is facing.
So?
Facing
He's not facing me. He's facing away from this piece of shit MacBook.
I get his butt.
No, your MacBook gets his butt. I live on an island on the coast of Maine. We didn't have internet until 1994. Wow.
Hey, that reminds me. Yeah, if I took a boat to Hawaii, how long would it take? I'm so curious. I think that would be a cruise, though, right? That wouldn't be like a speedboat or anything. It takes And how do you know that it takes 5 days to get from New York to Maine on boat? Have you gone ahead and used the boat to get there? What?
He's probably gone to Maine several times. There could be 17 reasons for him to go to Maine. There's probably 17 reasons for him to go to Maine.
Only 17 reasons.
They're all most likely compelling.
Wow. So Linus released a video and he says the MacBook Air is still the most popular laptop on Amazon. People have good taste in MacBooks. I love my MacBook Air.
I think about that. One of the things Linus talked about in that video he did about thinking of retiring was how aggravating consumerism was getting to him, where he'll wear cheap clothes, or if he buys expensive clothes, it's because he wants to keep it forever, and how he feels like his content may have been contributing to the rampant consumerism that he just didn't like. And it makes me wonder, if I don't show up in Hawaii, is that what I'm going to remember like 5 or 10 years from now? But that was the hearing that I missed, that I didn't record it.
You know what else you might think?
The $4,000 is not going to be what I care about 10 years from now. It's going to be that I missed that hearing.
I feel like I'm blocking the little man.
You are.
I am.
Get rid of that piece of shit MacBook.
We saw Phantom of the Opera, and ever since then I was like, oh, Oreo looks like a little phantom to me. Do you have any employee you could send to Hawaii to represent the cause?
I have Erica. I think Erica should go to Hawaii and I go to Maine.
I want to say something, but I know he's not going to want me to say it on camera.
Say it.
You could always go ahead and send Kopaz to Hawaii. I know Kopaz is watching.
Would he come back?
Probably not. Yeah, never mind. Can't risk losing Kopaz.
Hawaii is only interested from hearing from Hawaii residents, so Erica's your best bet. Erica, I'll go to Maine, you go to Hawaii. I'll cover your ticket and hotel.
What?
MacBook Smashing Fund.
No.
Erica, go to Hawaii, girl.
And what?
And testify. And set up the camera and record everything.
Wait.
I got you the lighter tripod.
You have a flawed argument here.
I got you the lighter tripod, girl.
No. You only have one camera.
I'll get you another one tomorrow.
You get me another one.
I'll make a trip to B&H. Don't make me sit on that shit airplane for 12 hours. What?
Actually, technically, if you did buy another camera, it would probably come out cheaper than if you went on a plane to Hawaii. Right?
It would actually be cheaper for me to buy you a camera and teach you how to use it in the next day. Seriously, if I bought you a full-fledged camera, XLR inputs, outputs, proper recording setup, it would be cheaper for me to get you that and teach you how to use it than it would be for me to get on a plane to Hawaii with you.
But here's my question. I can't stream in Hawaii.
Why not?
Oh, you think Cleo can handle it?
No, I'll get you a real computer. Fuck this piece of shit
I
MacBook.
don't know. I want to use my MacBook.
Can you pay someone to record hearing for you in Hawaii? Also, should I still boycott PayPal? I haven't checked up on PayPal, to be honest with you. I've just been ridiculously busy with everything else. I would like to see if they're still not refunding fees. I would pay someone to record it in Hawaii. I'd love to record someone to record it in Hawaii. Nobody's gotten back to me with that. But it can't be something where they show up with their bullshit little camcorder and they're recording with a mic built into the camcorder. That's worthless to me. That's worth less than nothing. They need to be able to plug into the XLR panel at the place and get the audio from the microphones.
See, look at Kopaz.
I do not want to say in front of 9,000 viewers.
Kopaz, you know what?
Then don't.
I'm getting off too.
Then don't. Don't say My version of is speaking quickly. But it's just as bad. And you would use the new camera again. Erica.
What?
Come on, go to Hawaii. That was a great idea. I'll get a camera tomorrow. And you go to Hawaii. By yourself. It'll be very romantic, except...
Romantic?
Yeah, I'll Get like a doll shaped like me or something. You could sit next to on the plane.
Like it. That'd be creepy. Why would I want a doll shape?
I don't know. Why would I want a fucking Hatsune Miku behind me?
Huh?
Now you know how it feels.
What?
Have this random creepy
It's
shit all around you.
That's a show that you have a lot of culture. You know, you're a man of culture. That's what those...
Culture?
Culture. What?
Erica?
What?
Do you have to go in person or can you attend via Skype? How can I attend a hearing that I need to record via Skype? How do I record a hearing that I'm not present for with Skype?
Wait, I got an idea. Okay, I'm gonna grab my MacBook. Maybe if he has an Apple computer near him, he can FaceTime. FaceTime. I think that's an idea. Yeah, I wish we could go ahead and we could conference in of some sort, but it seems like we would probably have to.
Let me tell. Unless Skype is a teleport feature, I don't know how I'm gonna plug my camera into the XLR panel and record it.
Yeah, I'm not too confident in my ability to have everything all set up by myself.
Is that a valid excuse for missing classes? It's Copass. Don't miss classes.
Oh, Kopaz is actually thinking about it. Would you guys want to see Kopaz speak?
Does anybody in this chat live in Hawaii and have a camcorder?
We have a few. I remember there's one person in chat that's in Hawaii. At least one person. I remember that.
Teresa says like you did for the testimony in Sweden. I was able to record that because somebody was streaming it to me. So somebody else had a camera and a microphone in Sweden. I don't know anybody with a camera and a microphone in Hawaii that's there. Save your money and just stay in New York to get your new store going. Yeah, but 10 years from now, I'm going to be pissed at myself.
Oh, yeah, Kopaz is an outsider.
Is there no repair shop in Hawaii?
There are.
There's the one that fucked up your Samsung phone.
Oh. Okay, so I went ahead and my Android phone, the battery was total crap, right? So I went ahead and got it replaced. 1 month later, the battery's crap again, so I get it replaced. The next time I look at my phone one day, and I think, how come the thing is bulging from the back case? The battery was bulging out. So in, I think, about 2 or 3 months, I had to get that battery replaced 3 times. And they said it was a genuine Samsung battery, too. I paid about $80 for it.
Yeah, you got fucked. So the...
Oh, my little man is rocking around. Are you? Are you hungry?
Why do you need to record it? I thought these things were submit to government site.
So
there's no recording of the last hearing. I looked. There was no nobody was there to record the last hearing.
So I contacted some people in Hawaii, and they told me that our local community channel, which is Olelo, they're not going to be going ahead and filming it.
Cover your yawns, Lewis. Suck my cock. Let's see. In 10 years from now, you may be thinking, if only I hadn't spent that $4,000 going to Hawaii, I would still have a repair shop. Well, point taken. Point taken.
In all honesty, I really do think Hawaii will pass. Because even if the Senate bill doesn't pass, the House bill is still moving forward.
Yeah. I feel like shit that I didn't visit that, at least for this. I wasn't able to visit for the Senate one. I mean, the House one, but... Send Sunny to Hawaii.
They have a public access room or something like that, and the decision was made that instead of filming the right to repair hearing, they rather go ahead and film other things.
Erica, look at this kitty. Look at how she's looking at me. Hi.
Look at that face.
She was like, Senpai, notice me. That was so cute. Blackberry.
Yeah, and the local community channel, it seems like they're mostly filming things such as the Hawaiian homelands issues, things about midwives, domestic abuse. That's the things they cover. Yeah.
Could you pay a local TV station to cover it and send you the video? Sure, let me just call the local TV station and speak with my representative. Like, who do you think I am? Bill Gates?
Joseph said Sonny lobbied against right to repair in his video. No, that wasn't Sonny, that was Eugen. UG. Yeah, someone
Robust,
said they were
robust,
from
robust.
Hawaii.
Copaz Robust Conversations Inc. We need loaner cameras and video training to send to local people who can go to the various meetings and set it up. I don't know if I'm going to get that set up by Thursday morning.
I think worst case scenario, just use a Android phone or an iPhone and just put on a little tripod.
Yeah, there's no audio then.
Can't you hook up get the audio from a microphone?
From the microphones?
No,
You need to have a recorder.
Just hear it. Just hear it.
That's shit.
Like how we're speaking right now.
That's
There's
absolute
a microphone
shit.
Right there.
That's going to be shit.
It's better than nothing.
No, it's not. Jessa did that for Nebraska, and she went to upload it, and she realized it was shit. So Vice was originally going to use Jessa's audio, but it was totally worthless. You can't hear it. It's awful. Like, you have a phone in a room, and 60 feet away from you are the people talking. That is absolute shit.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Actually, I do know someone in Hawaii.
Get someone in Hawaii, Alpha
I do know
NEX, and a
someone in
recorder.
Hawaii, actually.
That's the thing. I got to make sure that they don't steal it, though. That's like, it's not even standards for audio. I just want to get the audio from the mics in the desk, not from a microphone that's 60 feet away from the people talking in a room that likely has a bunch of reflections. But it's not even about buying the equipment. I need to buy it for someone that's actually going to show up and do it, not take the equipment and fucking resell it on Craigslist the next day. The only person I know in Hawaii is Erica, and she's
someone in Hawaii,
who?
and I think he's pretty internet savvy, so I think he can do it. One of my old high school classmates.
Can you call him up and flirt with him and try to rope him into doing this?
Robust, robust.
You want me to call him up?
Yeah.
I
Hey,
don't
remember?
know if I have his number in my phone.
Hey, remember me? I'm Erica from high school. I always had a crush on you. So I need you to go to this hearing and record it for me.
No, I just want to hit it.
What do you think of people getting copyright strike on scheduled live stream of YouTube? I don't know what that question means, I'm afraid.
Hold up. You know what? Let me see.
I
don't get the
question. I'm sorry.
Okay, you know what? Let me go ahead and ask him. You guys want to hear me ask?
Get a good external mic. No, external mics still don't do it. Plug into their mics. They're going to be right next to a mic.
Let's see if he answers.
Credit card points to free flights and hotel travel. Well, let's see. How far off am I? If I wanted to go from Augusta, Maine, using shitty United Airlines. Erica, you have...
Robust, robust, robust.
Here's a little towards your fight. Right to repair fight. Thank you, Evan.
I know it.
Yo,
Hey, we're live streaming right now. Hey, Ethan.
wait,
Hey, so I got a
let me go something quiet. Okay. Right.
He's
Okay.
in Hawaii.
Dragon?
Hey, so I got a question for you. How comfortable are you with setting up a video camera?
Wait, how am I at setting up a video camera?
Yeah. How
That's the
comfortable?
question?
Yeah. How comfortable are you setting up a video camera and doing this little XLR panel thingy majingy?
I mean, you have a camera, you have a tripod, you attach the camera to a tripod, and you hit record, right? I mean, like, I don't know what the question is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys are making me laugh. No, I was just wondering because there's a right to repair hearing on Thursday.
Okay, yeah. In Hawaii,
Yeah, you know about it. Are you planning to go?
Mm-hmm. I mean, as much as I watch all the videos, I honestly don't know what to say. It's like, oh shit, I am not prepared. I am not ready for public speaking, especially if it's like, you know.
You sound like a lobbyist.
Government.
How many people are in chat right now?
1,100.
Okay, Ethan, 1,100 people are listening to you say that you don't feel comfortable. This all rests on you, Ethan.
Would you be open to just showing up and recording it, not saying anything, and then going home? If I bought a camera and had it sent to you.
Who else
Robust,
is going to be
robust,
over
robust.
there besides me? Because I know there's other people in the comments that also said that they're here in Hawaii.
They're random people, and if I give them a camera, I think they're just going to put it on Craigslist and sell it and not show up to the hearing.
I mean, I'll be down to record them, but I don't feel like I'm confident enough to go and speak and preach to the choir.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to say a word. You just stand in the corner and record the hearing. You don't have to say anything. I'll pay you if you show up for your time to record the whole thing.
Oh, okay. I'll record. I'll record whatever the hell you want me to record.
Okay,
And that will work.
so can I buy a camera that I have you pick up, tell you how to plug it in, and then pay you to show up at the hearing and record it?
Yeah, of course. Just give me the details, and I will be there.
All right, I gotta find a place in Hawaii where I can get a camera, maybe like in a Canon XA50 or something for him. Let's do it. All right, thank you so much. I'll put together details for you.
Okay.
You're gonna be our Hawaii government. You're gonna be our Hawaii government relations manager.
Oh God. All right.
How about this?
Fun.
How about this,
Yep, I
Ethan?
will be there.
Ethan, what about this? What if we write a script for you, and all you have to do is just read off the words?
No, let's not do that to him. We're not gonna turn him into a
If I
tech
read-
net. Don't.
If I read off and they give me a rebuttal, and then it's like
There is
oh,
no
how do I
rebuttal.
respond to that? It's like, yo, I'm just.
Welcome to six-figure professional lobbying, my friend. Yeah, you don't have to say anything. All I could use is, honestly, if you could show up there, record, like just plug their mic panel into the camera, record it, and you don't have to say anything, I would be very, very happy.
That is really truly as shoot me a text, shoot me an email, and we'll go from there. I have it's Super Bowl Sunday. We have like 4 days until this thing goes up. Yeah, lots of time. We got this.
All right, thank you so much.
Say thank you, Ethan, everyone.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Thank
See
you. No
you.
problem.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
All right, looks like we got somebody to record the Hawaii hearing. Now I got to make sure he knows what an XLR plug is.
Yeah, of course he knows what an XLR plug is.
How does he know that?
He can Google it. What?
He knows how to use the Google?
Yeah.
You sure?
You just plug it in like a USB.
He's not going to give me like random camera audio, is he? I'll fly there. I better not get no camera audio. Okay, now I got to find some place where I can get a camera with an XLR in there. Let's see, what can I got to get something in Hawaii. So where can you buy stuff in Hawaii? Where do you buy stuff in Hawaii?
Now, you know what? In all seriousness, if you want me to fly to Hawaii, I'll fly to Hawaii. You just write me a script and I'll read it.
Erica, you would do that for me?
Yeah, I would.
Baby, you're the greatest.
But I need you to write me a
cookie.
script.
Actually, you know what? I'm
I
going to
need
get you
you to
something
write
better
me a
than a
script.
cookie. Be right back.
What?
I'm going to get you something.
He's pretty frugal, so I don't think it's going to be anything big, you guys. Oh, goodness. I have a good feeling it's going to be something really cheap or maybe free.
Erica,
Are you getting me pocket lit?
I was about to get you a fig candy that I got on the way home for you,
Oh, God.
but I forgot that I actually ate it on the way home. I'm sorry.
Nah, just, we'll think about a script and then I guess Ethan can help me with it. And I don't mind testifying. As long as, yeah.
Yeah, you just may not be able to stream it.
Yeah. So if I have the camera, how am I gonna go ahead and because
I have a
don't
lot
feel-
to teach
I don't
you.
feel comfortable setting up a camera by myself, you guys.
I have a lot to teach you.
What?
There's a lot to learn. -5 boyfriend points. Why does this guy keep spamming my chat?
What? Oh, that's okay.
It's boring after a while. All right.
Yeah, I went to high school with him. So yeah, it'll be Ethan and Erica.
I kind of wonder if I can find myself a deal on a camera.
Huh?
I wonder if I can get a deal. I don't feel like buying new. What can I get in the next day in New York City? Is there any place in New York City where you can buy used camera gear?
I got a question for you. Why
Sure.
can't I just bring that with me?
That can only record if you attach it to a laptop. That needs I'm not recording with the camera right now. That's an HDMI output, and then my computer is capturing it using an HDMI capture interface. That piece of shit overheats if you try to record for more than 3 minutes. That piece of shit has no audio input. That piece of shit, if you jiggle it, the fucking battery thing on the bottom of it pops out, and then it says battery error. That thing is a broken $200 camera that I got on eBay that I set up for home. If I stomp too much, that thing will stop working. But yeah, that thing's a piece of shit. You would need an HDMI capture interface. To have an HDMI capture interface, I have to assume that the computer's going to work when you show up, and I'd rather just give you a camera that has all the shit in it. You plug in the audio, you hit a button, it's done. No dealing with the computer or potential crashing and everything. Remember when my machine randomly stopped working right before I was about to record in Washington? I don't want to deal with that with you. Or if you're doing this for the first time, I'd rather just give you something that like you just go, bam, it's done.
The camera. Okay, you guys in Hawaii. I know some of. You know what? I got a better idea. We'll go ahead and we'll ask people in Hawaii, does anyone have a camera that's going to be at the hearing, and can we use their camera to record? They can be there. We just got to hook it up. That way
Buy the new camera, record the hearing, take the data off, record profit. Nah, it's kind of douchey.
Pro camera, rent out camera.
I've really been looking at that Canon XA50. XA400, not XA50. That thing is sexy.
Oh, that looks...
Not
Do you
this.
trust that with TSA?
Yeah, no, it's much smaller than my Sony.
Oh, really?
And it has the lens built in. It's easy. It has XLR on it. It'll deal with mic or line level audio, which is nice. I got to teach you the difference between mic and line level audio. I got a lot to teach you. Because some of these places have mic level output at the panel. Some of them have line level output. Actually, I have a lot to go over with you, believe it or not. We probably should end the stream.
I don't know.
I have 3 days to educate you in a broadcast.
I signed myself up for you guys.
I have 3 days to teach you what I learned in 3 years of working in the audio and film and broadcast industry. So we are going to be out of here. B&H and Adorama, B&H and Adorama is mostly new stuff. Do they have a good used selection? And if they do, can you see it online or is it only in store? Pawn shops are just going to be where I find a bunch of stolen, obsolete shit for 3 times what it costs retail. Used B&H Adorama. Okay, fine. Used B&H. Maybe you should consider having better posture instead of complaining about airline seats. Maybe you should suck my cock. I don't sit like this on an airline, you stupid fuck. I sit like this in my recliner at home at 10 p.m. Ugh.
Robust.
Let's see. What is your position on right to modify? I think you're free to modify whatever you like. Ask the lobbyist how the right to repair bill would compromise the security of a device when even the FBI can't unlock a single phone. Didn't they wind up unlocking it by using, Celebrite or some other company? The gray box or something? Yes, when I sit on an airplane, I sit like this. Because you can't fucking physically sit like this on an airplane because your knee will hit that thing.
Oh, gosh.
What a pedantic fuck. Anyway. My suggestion is using a Facebook marketplace in New York City for a used camera. Sometimes there are deals. I don't have a Facebook. B&H is online and overpriced.
Oh, how about Craigslist?
Craigslist is mostly dead leads and old stuff. I was surprised. I was looking on Craigslist the other day, and most of the things there are actually, like, a lot of the stuff really isn't there. Like, if I search for a decent...
Oh, you got Mercari, too.
Mercari? Never used it.
Oh, wait, not Mercari. Offer up.
Why buy when you can rent it?
Yeah, why don't I just rent it?
Do they have... all the rental places that I found in New York, they rent you a $30,000 camera for $1,000 or $2,000. Like, they don't...
Really?
I haven't been able to find a rental place that rents out a... I haven't been able to find a rental place that rents out a $1,000 camera for $100. They rent out, like, Red cameras for a few $1,000s. Paul and I were looking at that before Maine.
Yeah, this is why Eaton is needed, you guys.
What? Eaton?
Yeah, Eaton.
Can Lewis curse at these places he is going? Lewis can curse anywhere he goes. Lewis will never stop cursing. Have you already had customers asking why their Windows 7 background was black? I have not had that. Do you think we need consumer privacy laws? I don't know if what we have on the books is good enough.
I don't know if we can get something off like Amazon warehouse in a couple of days? Because
No.
today is the
No, if we go into Maine for Tuesday, we have to leave Monday, which means I need to buy this thing tomorrow morning. Which means I probably should get to sleep soon.
Just buy $1,000 camera and keep it. It works.
Robust, robust, robust.
Robust. That's only
Can
two
I
robust.
just use something like that tiny Canon over there?
No.
That one? No?
Need XLR audio in.
Okay, I'm not familiar with camera stuff, but is there any way I could just put like a little dongle in there so I can have the XLR but not...
No dongle! Mac user! No dongle!
I want a tiny camera, but I don't want this, big clunky camera. I want a small one, and if I could just get
No,
like,
the Canon XA400 is really, really compact. It's much smaller than my Sony. It's much lighter than my Sony.
Panasonic one, that tiny little thing. That thing is basically just a lens. You know what? If you go ahead and you order anything off Amazon, even Prime, it will take 1 week to arrive to Hawaii.
There is absolutely no way in hell that I can order anything online. If I do this, I have to buy it tomorrow. Amazon shipment to him. No, that's not going to show up. Fuck that.
1 week.
No. XLR to 8th. Yeah, but what if it's line output rather than mic? And what if it's line output with... Like, what if it's line output at like plus 10 dB or something like plus 15 or plus 20, and the camera's expecting mic in or line in with like minus 10 or something? Then I wind up getting distorted audio. Don't want to risk it.
Robust, robust, robust.
What happening to the collaboration with Rich Rebuilds? I think I was sick that week, or I was traveling. I forget if I was sick or traveling or what it was. But the week that he was available, I believe I was sick, and I fucked up and didn't contact him. I'm sorry, Rich. I really respected Rich, and I liked speaking to him when I met him. He seemed like a genuine, good dude, and I just wasn't able to get it together to be able to do a video with him.
Oh,
I'm
how
sorry.
about getting an XLR audio recorder?
Then you have two things to deal with and two things
But
that
how-
could potentially work.
But how big
break.
is an XLR audio recorder? Is it tiny like a Zoom?
Small, but then you still need a camcorder of some sort.
Yeah, so why don't I get the tiny little Erica-sized camera and then the little XLR recorder and...
I'll just go there.
Wait, you can use an H4n Pro or no?
Let's see. Let's get a real one.
Because I have an H4n at home.
What for?
Huh?
What for?
I wanted to go ahead and record something. And
Does it have XLR inputs?
I do not know. You guys.
I don't trust the cheap Zoom with the input on the 1/8 inch because I used that
Yeah,
in
that's the
Washington and
one
it
I
was
have.
distorted. No, fuck that. It needs to have XLR in. I tried this thing and I tried the H1n and it distorted like crazy in Washington. Even when I turned it all the way down, it was distorted like crazy, and their recording wasn't, which means that thing's input stage got overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's why I want Ethan to go there because I feel like he would have more experience than me.
I need to show
would
you how to
just-
tell line versus mic level as well, so you know what's coming out of the mixer, so that you know what to set the camera for.
Oh.
Her face just dropped.
My whole mood just dropped.
Bleh.
You know, I got a better idea. Post something on the community page and say if anybody who's familiar with camera work or recording, if they also want to go ahead and show up to the Right to Repair hearing, I will be there. And, maybe we can go ahead and, they bring their camera and then we'll go ahead and use their footage. And that way Hawaii gets a little bit more visibility about what's going on. Because I'm sure there's going to be people who watch your YouTube channel who do have access to like a video camera or that little XLR stuff.
Have Erica and Eaton do it together. Use. Maybe I should just go and deal with it.
You want to just go?
Yeah. I'll save money off of buying a camera. And then I'll get to stream it as well. I can't stream it if you go by yourself.
Yeah.
I should just go. H4n has two XLR inputs that support both mic and line level.
Hey, give a shout one to Ireland.
To Ireland?
Yeah. Hey, what's closer actually? New York to Ireland or New York to Hawaii? I don't know.
Lewis, please fix Nightbot. I don't even use Nightbot. Uh-oh. Camera died.
What happened to the camera?
Battery died.
Oh, man. Okay, don't worry. I got a battery. I swear, I'm changing these batteries like crazy. Here.
What? You're a camera woman.
I'm the Wait, hold up a second.
Let's see how fast Erica can replace the battery. So first you have to take it off the tripod.
Gotta do the Jeopardy theme song, you guys. Okay.
Oh my god. Erica, you have to take it off the tripod.
Yeah, I don't know how to take it off the tripod.
That's because it's the piece is still tight.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Loosen. Then push after you. You don't have to loosen it a bunch. Just one turn, and then you have to push it.
Push it.
Now you're pulling.
Robust,
No.
robust,
You have to
robust.
push on the piece.
Huh?
Push on the piece. The piece that you just turned. Ah, stop it! Stop it! I hear it. Stop it! Ah, stop! Erica, what the fuck? Push this.
What?
Look, this. Let it
Oh, you never told me.
I said push the piece.
Push piece. Push
Ah!
piece.
You're trying to remove the camera while it's still tied into the tripod. That's so painful to watch. I heard it too. It's like.
This is very complicated.
Which cat is Mr. Clinton? He's the fat one, that fat black one that does not have a collar.
Okay, doesn't
Okay, now slide it. Slide it in.
I did.
No, push on the side.
Huh?
No, Erica, you're doing it again. What the fuck, Erica? Do you see the piece that I pushed to get it out? All right, push. There you go. All right, now slide it in. Slide it in.
I did.
Slide it in more. Slide it in more. Pretend it's our honeymoon.
What?
Nothing.
Take it out then. Get out of there.
All right.
Good?
Wait. So did you twist that piece? Twist the little thingy on the side of the camera. Tighten it.
Okay.
Bam.
Good?
All right. Now, if you move it, if you move the thing left to right, does the camera slide out? Good.
No. You gotta zoom in.
It should click, not crack. Someone said yes. Yes. Slide it in. Slide it in more. Oh. Trade Erica for next time. That is the worst porno ever since not suitable for children.
You know what? I feel like if Lewis doesn't go, right, and it's me and Ethan doesn't know how to work the camera, he's gonna have you're gonna see the veins popping out from his head and be like, what the is this?
Yeah, I'm gonna wind up killing you both.
And I'll be like, I don't know how to line and put it. I just plugged it in and turned it on and assumed everything would be fine.
Watching you take the camera off of that stand makes me want to go to Hawaii. The camera was still completely tightened into the tripod, and she's pulling it off, and I'm hearing the tripod cry.
It's crying.
The tripod was crying. You abused that little tripod. You
Me?
sodomized it.
Didn't sodomize
You shoved
it.
your dick straight up that tripod's asshole.
Well, hold up a second. You just started a conspiracy theory. You said you shoved your. Now everyone's gonna think, does Erica have a? No. How come they don't make tiny versions of it? Why don't they make like the iPhone version of the camera with the XLR piece on it?
You people that care about form over function make me sick
What? Okay.
with your MacBook.
Okay, this is what I would like ideally, okay? I would like for me to be able to record on something that is very light and innovative. So
Did you just use the word innovate?
innovative, yes, I did use innovate. Okay, so here's my thinking, you guys, okay? So you get an iPhone, and then you have a tripod like this, and then you have a dongle that allows you to do the XLR thing. So it would be less than
You just
2
said the
pounds. Less than 2 pounds. That would be amazing.
You just said the word.
What?
Innovate.
Innovate, yeah. I want it to be a feat of engineering. That's how they can market it. Are you tired of going ahead and lugging this big camera around that TSA can break? Well, don't worry. We got the sleek, the sleek new technology that you can use, and only be for $3,000. Actually, probably $5,000. What? It would would be great. I would be the first person in line. I'd say, you know what, there was obviously a demand for it, and I have a need for it, and yeah, they had like a thin. If they made a little XLR dongle for the iPhone or something, that'd be amazing. What? What are you doing? What? 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 No!
And don't come out!
Whatever! I think that would be great though.
Robust, robust, robust.
Some money for the wedding ring fund.
No, but honestly, is there any other much lighter option? Like a smaller camera that has a little XLR portion?
The Canon XA400.
Okay, show me a picture of that. Okay, it's a little smaller. It doesn't look radically smaller.
Look at this guy's hand.
Okay, maybe he has big hands. Maybe he could be the mountain in Game of Thrones. I don't trust these.
Look at this
hands.
guy's hand. This is
Okay.
way smaller than my camera.
Okay, how tall is he? 6'5"?
He's not a mountain, Eric. The Canon XA400 and 405 are really sexy. They can do 4K 60 internally at a high
Robust,
bit rate. They have
robust,
XLR inputs for line and mic level audio. They have a decent
There you
sized
go.
sensor.
iPhone on tripod. I don't know how to pronounce that. Dictaphone?
XLR to 3.5 millimeter. You don't have 3.5 millimeter on an iPhone.
What? You sure?
This thing's a piece of shit.
What?
It's an iPhone 5S.
No, it's an iPhone SE.
Same difference. Piece of shit.
Maybe I need to upgrade the iPhone to the iPhone 11.
I love you, BlackBerry. You never talk to me about innovation or innovate. Any of these.
Let's see, one more thing. Oh, look. Oh, Joseph, look, scroll up. MJ at Android Hawaii. He agreed to film the hearing. He was already planning showing up, just confirmed by a phone. Oh.
Huh. Hopefully I can get a copy from him.
That would actually help out a lot.
I gotta ask if he's doing a real recording.
Maybe he's filming it from
Audio.
an Android.
Be careful to read reviews on Canon cameras for the external mic. Made the mistake of buying an HF R800 for external mic without reading the reviews. External mic doesn't work. HF R800, what is that? Oh, that's not a real camera. This is a dash camera.
That's a perfect size.
This is a dash camera.
It's cute.
This is a dash cam. This is the thing that you put on your dashboard to make sure that people don't crash into you. This is not a...
No, you got a screen facing you.
I was looking at this thing, but that's just... Too much money, though.
What were you looking at?
What is it? XF or XA?
What's so good about that?
I spent less than half as much money as... I think I spent like 900 or 1,000 on the camera I have now.
What
Way
is
cheaper
that
than
on
this.
top? The flash?
No.
No,
This is the XLR inputs over here.
Uh-huh.
And also the trim controls, mic line, level, all that. That's for a shotgun, which I would never use. I'd probably detach that crap.
Okay.
But you can attach stuff to this, like my wireless mount or anything like that. And that's it.
How come it's only 4 stars though?
Because people that leave reviews, I don't know, they're salty or something.
They're salty.
They're salty.
I don't think Eli got to them.
Eli got to them.
Caution.
If you're a professional videographer, this is not for you. Well, that's definitely not me if you see my videos. All of your settings, including iris or shutter, in the touchscreen menu. And not built into the camera.
What?
I mean, if you're a professional videographer, then what are you doing buying a mini camera anyway?
Maybe
Obviously,
they don't want to
duh.
have something heavy.
Like that, the whole point of this is it's not a professional camera. It's a mini camera.
Yeah, because they don't want something super
People-
heavy and clunky.
That's a very salty review.
Defect after infrared.
1 hour battery life.
Oh man, you would rage hard if you recorded for 1 hour and it died.
I'm not using a lot of the battery with my Sony because I usually don't record straight to it. I record to my computer. But still, even then, it lasts way longer than an hour. Yeah, this thing doesn't look like it's made for what I'm doing. Meh.
It's cute though.
I'll just keep using my piece of shit Sony.
It's a big clunker, you guys.
I still think at the end of the day, it's actually cheaper for me to fly to Hawaii than it is for me to buy a camera and have somebody else there to do it.
But see what MJ is going to do, because MJ is going to be recording it, right? Or, ooh, what's a beast?
Thank you,
grip?
DR.
Ooh, that sounds epic. Beast grip.
I don't think anyone here wants to look at these ugly lobbyists at 8K. Yeah.
I don't know. You had one handsome lobbyist. Remember the guy with the
Do you
cheekbones?
offer individualized education when it comes to border repair? I used to. I haven't because I can't fit more people in my store. I don't even fit at my desk anymore.
I don't even like showing up at the store when it's still open hours, because I feel like I'm in everyone's way.
I feel like I'm in everyone's way. All right, this stream has gone way longer than it needed to. Thank you very much to everybody for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to be recording a hearing in Maine in a few days, so watch out for that on Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. If you live in Maine, I already answered that one. If you live in Maine, I would highly suggest that you look at the link from my last video regarding the next Maine hearing, and it would be great to have you there. It would be great to meet with you. I hope to see more people there other than just Anthony George and Anya testifying this time. It would be great to have you out there to show that people support the bill. Thank you very much to all the people who donated in this stream. Thank you to all the people who are patrons on patreon.com/Rossmann Group for helping pay the flight expenses, everything else. And trust me, I'm going to make sure that that money that you give me is spent properly. No more Eugenes, and most certainly, I'm not getting Erica a cookie.
What?
Not a single cookie. Any money that you donate towards Right to Repair, I ensure it will never go to a sugary treat for the assistant camera woman.
You're gonna get one downvote in this video, and you know where it's coming from.
Downvote. Downvote.
Like big downvote.
All right. I will see you all. Thank you so much, patrons, everyone, normal people, kitty lovers everywhere. But most of all, BlackBerry.
What?
Bye-bye.